freedom which the all-creative wisdom has designed for man is marvelous beyond human perception. Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You. Freedom. We've been talking about the consciousness of freedom all month. When Reverend James asked us on Sunday a question. If we are completely free to have whatever experiences that we want. Well, I kind of thought that this might be a trick question. Because we are definitely free to choose whatever experiences that we want, as he said. But unless we are equal to that in mind, we won't have it. Our affirmation this month tells us that we are free to use our mind for great things. And we do. But we are also free to use our mind for terrible things. And sometimes we do. The title of my talk today is, "A Mind is a Terrible Thing to Waste." And it's certainly a waste of time to think terrible things. And yet how many of us do just that every day? Statistics tell us that we have over 50,000 thoughts a day. 50,000 thoughts. That's one a second. That's actually more than one a second. And while most of these thoughts are neutral, the negative, pessimistic ones seem to dominate our minds. These negative thoughts go marching through our heads like ants on the way to a picnic. Now you know these ants. Automatic negative thoughts. Ernest Holmes said, "It's a known fact that thoughts, often repeated, form patterns in our mind which automatically reproduce themselves." Automatically, like viruses. These pessimistic thoughts infect our mind with doubt, with worry, with fear, with criticism, with complaints, with resentment. Shall I go on? I think you guys get the picture. These terrible thoughts, like the terrible twos, throw tantrums in our head. They scream, they shout, shake our body onto the ground. They scream. Come on, you guys know this. They shout, shake our body onto the ground. They cause us to roll around on the floor in tears, stamping our feet until they get what they want. And what do these thoughts want? They want to be in control. They want to be right. Let me give you some of my terrible twos. I'm worried that this talk won't be long enough, or maybe it's going to be too long. Or, why did I wear a dress when everybody's so casual? It's so hot, I have to put my hair in a ponytail. I really want it to be rolling down and looking beautiful. These are just in the last 20 seconds. This litany of pessimistic chatter in our heads can be overwhelming. It's as if our minds have been hijacked and held for ransom. So what is the cost of freedom? When people all over the world have fought for freedom, right? Freedom of speech, freedom of political beliefs, freedom of religion. Well, what about freedom of pessimistic thoughts? What is it costing us to be enslaved in our self-made prisons? How does one measure peace of mind and happiness? Lynn Robinson says in Divine Intuition, when you learn to consciously choose to take your mind off fear, victimization, and condemnation, and put it on love, hope, and optimism, you are at the start of an extraordinary transformation. So who's ready to transform? Me. So who has the key to our prison? Me. Absolutely. You do. I do, because nobody can do our thinking for us. Or we've given it away. Right? The reality is that sometimes we've given it over to circumstances. So what circumstances are holding your life hostage right now? Let me share with you one of mine. Hot flashes. Every 2 hours, I am awake at night. I wake up with hot. Throw the covers off, throw the clothes off, stand in front of the fan, try to get something. Finally, clothes back on, covers back on, in bed, back to sleep. And the cycle repeats itself every 2 hours by circumstance. It's hard to be in a good mood when I wake up exhausted every day. And it's exhausting to be in a bad mood all day. Everything irritates me. Everyone annoys me. Just ask my family. It's draining and it's toxic. Like acid rain polluting your life, polluting your mind. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and great philosopher, said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." Well, take it from someone who knows the quality of thoughts of menopausal women is not reasonable. It requires strong, conscious awareness and an intention to choose optimism and use our mind for great things. Especially when the only thing my mind is being used for is to make a strong cup of coffee. Confucius said, "The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and his world at large." And Robert H. Schuller, pastor and motivational speaker, said, "It takes but one positive thought, when given a chance to survive and thrive, to overpower an entire army of negative thoughts." So as I meditate over 2 or 3 cups of really strong coffee, exterminating my ants, I'm reminded of another quote by Marcus Aurelius. "When you arise in the morning,